Hey everybody, welcome back to Jess Does Stuff. Today we're going to be using this beautiful tree I have behind me. It's a redbud tree, and we're going to make some simple syrup out of that. And maybe tomorrow we'll go see if we can find some more wild violets and make some simple syrup out of that. Now, as you can see, this tree just really isn't that full of buds, which, I mean, this tree's normally rocking and our other one just doesn't really have much to offer either. Well, I went back roading for a little while and I found this much. Just none of the redbud trees are really doing very well this year. So we really aren't going to take very much off of this because, you know, you got to leave some for the bees. So really it's just as easy as just taking them right off. You may get some little leaves in there, but it's really okay. It's not going to hurt anything. We're just going to take a little bit off. When you forage, it actually is really important not to deplete the plant that you're harvesting from. I barely ever even take like 10%, whether it be this redbud tree, blackberries, gooseberries, really anything. Even on the morel mushrooms, I usually leave a few. So it's just important not to take away from what nature's going to be using. So you can just don't be greedy. It's pretty simple. I'll take a little bit more off of here, and maybe we just won't have a very big harvest of this year, and that's all right. But I do need enough to be able to actually make a little bit of syrup. I think that's probably a good little amount. I think we can get something out of that, just so I can show you the process. And maybe next year, if you know where redbud trees are, you have some in your yard, maybe you can make some of this too. And actually, through our Missouri Conservation Department, they sell seedlings of trees and other plants, bushes, stuff like that, native things that are, you know, they grow wild here in our state. You might check into your state too. They might have something like that. But I've got 10 redbud trees coming. They're just going to be little seedlings. I'm so happy about that. And I've also got 10 pawpaw trees. If you don't know what those are, they just have a little fruit on them. It tastes like somewhere between mango and banana. They're delicious. I've tried to grow some from seed before, and I just haven't been successful. So I'm really excited for those pawpaw trees. And here we've got our little wild violets. They're just little bitty right now. Here's another one over here. You can tell what plants are these even before they flower, because it's these little leaves right here. That's how you're going to identify them before they open up. They're kind of curly-Q like that. And we've got a few along the bank of our pond, but ooh, here's some more. Check these guys out. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about it now. You can see there, and those leaves right there are the ones that belong to it. Those aren't the right ones. It's these ones you want to look for. But it's actually supposed to storm here in just a little bit, like really storm. That's why I wanted to get the red buds off the tree, because they would definitely fall to the ground and kind of be wasted. But I think we'll wait till tomorrow to get these violets. I'm going to see if any more come up from the rain, maybe? We'll find out tomorrow. And actually, I don't know, with this rain, we've had pretty good temperatures overnight, so maybe morels might show up. Oh, wouldn't that be cool? So for morels, you want the ground temperature to be, what, like above, like around like 50, 55-ish, something like that. And the way you kind of tell when that's going to happen is you get a few nights, a good amount of nights in a row that are 50 or above. So that's what you need to be looking for. This fish, you got to see this boy. For 2 days now, this dog has been limping around the house. He's like, oh, I can't walk. Seems like he's doing all right to me. I have no idea what he did to his paw either. Probably just from digging. I don't know if you can see out here. You see those little orange dots? There they are. I put a bunch of goldfish in this pond. About 20 of them. Oh, geez, they're huge over there. Yeah, I put about 20 of them in last summer, and there's a ton of them, and they're huge. Welcome back. It stormed its brains out last night, and we're here to pick some little violets. Oh yeah, a ton popped up over here with the rain. I don't know if you can spot them all. There's a ton over here. We have our fish with us. His paw is still hurting. Yeah, poor little feller. I don't know if he got a thorn in it or something. He won't let me look at it, so if he keeps this up a couple more days, we'll go to the vet. Yes, does him a big sad, but we'll have to go. Oh my gosh, look at this little fella. Hi buddy. I hope he's okay. He's got friends around here. One little fella that was buzzing us, so... Well, that's a little female. That might be her little partner. Nah, the cat's making a beeline over here. Fisher, stay back. Leave it be. Let's make sure he can fly. Come here, little sweetie. I won't hurt you. Come here, honey. You're okay. Fisher, leave it be. Come here, Bubba's. I would never hurt you. Come here. No. I think our little friend has a broken wing. I don't really know what to do. Maybe I can call the conservation department. Come here, sweetie. You're okay. I won't hurt you. Oh. I don't know. I've helped a pigeon with a broken wing one time, but I've never helped a little bluebird, so... I'm gonna pause on making this video and get a hold of maybe the conservation department and see if there's anything I can do, because this little bugger's in bad shape. Alright, well, I'll get back to picking flowers here in a minute. I got something to take care of. Alright, so I've got our little friend here, slowly making it back to the house. I called the conservation department and they gave me a... Sorry for my phone. I got my hands full at the moment. I've got a number and an appointment set up with a wildlife rehab center that I can take our little friend to. They said in the meantime, I'm going to put him in a little box. Oh, my phone's going crazy. I'm so sorry. They said to keep him in a little box and try to keep him as warm as possible, so I might put like a little heating pad on low under it or something like that. So I'll check back in with you in a minute. Alright, we got our little box set up for our friend. He's stuck on my shirt. Come here, sweetie, I don't want to hurt your little leg. There you go. Here we go, little sweetie. Yes, you hide in there, okay? I'll get you some water and get you on a heating pad, okay? Alright, we've got our little bluebird dropped off. Bless his little heart. He does have a broken wing, but he's very feisty, so hopefully he pulls through. It was so cool in there. They had baby squirrels and rabbits. Oh, they were so cute. It was so hard not to just be like, well, can I have those babies? But I'm going to give you their information. They're a non-profit. They're not funded by anything at all except for a donation, so I'm gonna go ahead and make them a donation. I don't know if you would like to, but I'll certainly give you their information if that's something that you would like to do. No pressure though. There is Samantha. She's the lady that took care of little Bluebird for us, and if you'd like to, you can scan that QR code if you would like to donate. It's no pressure at all, but I certainly appreciate them taking care of all the little babies that they do. And she said also that there's a way to donate through their website, which is fireflieswildlife.org. Fireflies spelled Fireflys. So if any of you want to kick them a couple bucks, cool. I'm sure they would appreciate it because they got a lot of babies they're taking care of. Well, I guess I'm gonna get back home and pick some more wildflowers. See if we can find more birds. Jeez Louise, what a day. It's never boring, I tell you that. Alright, we are back. It's been a couple days since I picked the violets, so I had to go get some more. Because, you know, remember we had the whole bluebird debacle, and then things just kind of went off the rails from there, and you know, it's fine, we're back. I went ahead and I had to scour quite far for these, but I got a few more of our violets in there, yes. And today we're going to be making the simple syrup with our violets. I've got this amazing book right here. It's Midwestern Medicinal Plants, and it's got most of the plants you'll find in this area, and you can also, if you're in a different area, you can absolutely find a book specific to your region, and that might really help you if this is something you want to learn about. But in here, we've got our violet page, and basically, violets are great for the lymphatic system, so it helps soothe stuck and stagnant congestion in the body. So we're going to only be using the flowers right now because we're just making a little simple syrup for drinks because it's delicious. But you can also use the leaves as well. And I did not know this. So it's got when, where, and how to wildcraft it. Wildcraft just means picking it. It's a fancy word, you see. But of course it begins to unfurl early April and blooms through May. But I didn't know this. Whenever it dies back in the summer, it reappears with another set of leaves to gather later in the fall when the rains return. So I did not know that. And, you know, you learn something new every day, you can only hope. And I think a really cool thing in here is that if you want to dry them and use them for uses later, it says, be forewarned, what looks like a large gathering of blossoms will dry down to about 1/10 of the size. So, just so you know that, you're going to have to gather 10 times more than what you think you're going to need. So, without further ado, I shall close my handy dandy book before I go down the whole rabbit hole of random facts you may or may not need to know. So to begin, what we're going to do is we're just going to put our violets in our little cooking pot. Get the ones at the bottom. I may get my hand stuck in the jar. Golly. I guess this is what they make spoons for, huh? Here we go. Work smarter, not harder. There we go. And then we're going to add a bit of water. When I say a bit, I mean just enough to kind of be able to push them down in there. Alright, that's good. And I always use a measuring cup for the water because I need to know how much water that I used. I used 2/3 cup of that, so I'm going to use equal parts sugar when it gets time for that. And then we are going to turn it on low. And you always want to keep it moving so that they don't burn on the bottom or anything like that. So we're gonna just keep going until it's to just a really gentle little boil. Look how pretty they are though. Oh my gosh, they're just one of my favorites. And when you're cooking them, consider the heat like less is more, kind of, because you don't want to just blast them with a bunch of heat. At least that's how I've always done it, and I think it's worked out pretty darn well. And by all means, if you do this a different way, please let me know, because I am absolutely open to suggestions and learning, because I'm kind of a newbie at this a little bit. And as you can see, the leaves are getting pale, but our water is turning this beautiful bluish violet color. It's going to be great. And the red buds that we were going to use to make simple syrup that we got first thing in the video, they actually make a really pretty like magenta colored syrup, and it is just beautiful. However, since I had some life come up and kind of delay the process of doing that, the few buds that I did get kind of turned a little crummy, and I didn't want to use them, and I just hate doing that, but I had to throw them out. I really hate throwing anything out, but it is what it is. And then it stormed for like 2 days solid, and so there are no buds left on the tree at all. So I think we are just about to where we want this. Let me show you what it looks like. Yeah, look how pretty that is. And I was getting a couple little bubbles in there, so I will call that a gentle enough boil. You really don't want to get them too incredibly hot. So, I'm going to go ahead, turn my heat off, and then we're going to get some sugar. Alrighty, so if you remember, we used 2/3 cup of water, and so I've got a 2/3 cup scoop right here. Fill that up with sugar, dump it in, give her a good stir around, and I'm going to turn that heat back on low again, and then you're just going to stir it till it thickens up. And I actually may have made a little bit of a mistake. It won't affect the outcome. I left the flowers in there. Usually I drain them out with like a colander, but I jumped the gun because I got excited about it. As I said, it doesn't really affect the syrup itself. In fact, it may make it a little bit darker, but I do find it to be very sticky, because when you're going to be pouring this into the colander, you have to press it down, and then you get your hands all sticky from this. But you know what? That's just a-okay. So we're going to stir this around till all the sugar's dissolved, and then cook it for just 3, 4, 5-ish minutes. It'll really start to kind of thicken up. Let me show you what's going on in here. Yeah, I'm just stirring it around. They still have a little bit of their leaves, but they've kind of dissolved, so that's just what you're going for. Just keep stirring it. It's about like making gravy, you know. You don't want it to sit there. So I've got a couple minutes of doing this left, and I will meet you when it's sticky straining time. I regret not straightening these out before, but that's alright. I've done it before, and it'll be a-okay. It's coming up about the time this should be done. I always want to take just a little sip. It's going to be hot. Blow on it first. Don't burn your little tongue. Yeah, that's good. Ooh. Because you can add more or less sugar, and I think you could probably get by with a little bit less than a 1-to-1 ratio, but I like it super sweet, so that's just how I make mine. Just about like Kool-Aid, you know, you can make it to your tasting. Alright, I think we are good now. She's sticky. Let's strain it out. This is going to be the really fun part. Don't forget, put something to catch it underneath. I hate to admit, but I have done that before. Make sure there's something to catch the liquid underneath, alright? We've got our mixture, so be a little bit careful because it's going to be warm, okay? Oh, here we go. Beautiful. Take and smash the liquid out of those a little bit, just so you can get everything you want out of it. Alright. Oh, this is cool. It made kind of a teal color this time. Let me show you. Look how pretty that is. Sometimes it's violet, sometimes it's blue. This is the first time it's been this color. Huh. But it's still gonna taste the same. Alright, so here is the jar that I used last year. I had a lot more last year. I think I had like 2 of these big jars filled up with it. But I went and got this little guy because I knew it wasn't going to be a whole lot this year. So anything that you can close up will work. Like your pickle jar you just used. Give it a good wash and you can use that any kind of glass. I bet you could use plastic too. I just really prefer glass over that, you know. So, we're just going to pour it in. Very carefully. Yes. So pretty. And then you have your little potion bottle of simple syrup. And you can put it in... I got coffee. Of course I have coffee. You know, it's what? 8:30? Of course I have coffee. Which... Look at the cute little mug I just got. Oh my gosh, I love it. I have like 3 or 4 of this lady's mugs that she's a local artist. And every time I see one of her new mugs, I fall in love all over again. So we will just add a little boop into there. Perfection. You can use this to add to really most drinks. I love it in lemonade, sweet tea. It's amazing in sweet tea. And I've even done it in just like the little seltzer water. It was pretty darn good. And now you know how to make simple syrup. And you know, you could even use this because of its medicinal properties. You got some lymphatic stuff going on, just take you a little bit of this. It's delicious and it's actually medicinal. And a really cool thing about violets is their leaves, it's very nutrient dense. And you can also use the flowers themselves. You just pick them and like if you make sugar cookies or shortbread cookies or something, you can kind of put them on top when you, I think like when you go to bake them, I don't know if you maybe put them on like halfway through the baking process. I know I've seen it done, but I've not done it yet. So I know it's definitely a possibility, and they are very edible. Like you could just throw them on top of like cakes or cupcakes or anything like that because they're gonna taste pretty good. Well everybody, now you know how to make simple syrup. It's not just delicious, it's medicinally good for you. But I'm no doctor, so if you have lymphatic problems, I mean, maybe check with a doctor, but this is one tool you can have in your toolbox. I'm not going to say it's the cure-all because, again, I'm not a doctor. And these are never tutorials. They're just ideas. So thank you guys so much for watching. The next video we're going to do, I'm going to go out in the yard and show you the weeds that are out there and all the wonderful uses that they have. So stay tuned for that. I'm so excited to make it. Thank you everybody for watching. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, why haven't you yet? It's a little button. Just push it. Just push it, okay? Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you and I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I almost forgot entirely. You gotta refrigerate that stuff. It's not shelf stable. You want to put it in the refrigerator, okay? So don't forget that part. And I'm sorry that I'm just telling you now, but do that, okay? Great success. Goodbye.